Hey, what up? What up? This is Joe Roscoe here with Move Fast, Lift Heavy podcast. Happy Thursday for everyone tuning in on our YouTube live Active Recovery Day, International CrossFit Active Recovery Day. If you like Move Fast, Lift Heavy podcast, please rate, subscribe, leave a comment. That'd be greatly appreciated. If you haven't checked out our new online training program yet, Move Fast, Lift Heavy Train, you can check that out at movefastliftheavy.com. You all probably know that we're into a lot of things fashion here. So if you want to check out new gear, go to the website, movefastliftheavy.com. All right, let's bring on founder of MFLH, co-host of the pod, Christian Harris. What up,
y'all? Good afternoon.
What is up, my guy?
Nothing much, man. Just another Thursday. It's open season, right? So we're just waiting on this next announcement, 21.2.
Yeah,
what we got.
'Tis the open, all things open. Thursday night announcement coming at you. I heard that there was a leaked workout. We'll talk about that in a second with our guest, but the suspension is just like I don't know what it could be. But talk to us about the split second line that recently launched and explain to everyone your brilliance. Because I was just like talking to you about how fire the design was. How did you end up coming up with that? Talk to us a little bit about that latest drop.
So the split second collection is basically inspired by our sport where every second counts. Down to the 10th of seconds. I've seen workouts come down to tenths of seconds, right, in competition. So every second counts. Split second is kind of where the inspiration was born from, especially this time of year. It's the open, right? Everybody's competing in the sport. So all we did was we took our OG bold logo, we flipped it on its side, split it down the middle, and then wrote, Move Fast, Lift Heavy down the center. We did a bunch of different colorways in that. Mm-hmm. Took up the span of the shirt. People seem to really like it. Did very well.
Sweet. What's next? What else is cooking with Move Fast, Lift Heavy gear?
On the horizon, we have our performance drop coming. We teased at it last week. We put a little video out there. So that's one thing that you can expect. Brunch is coming sometime this spring. Keep an eye out for that, as well as some other drops that will be sprinkled within the mix. But lots of stuff going on.
Nice. The performance line is also fire from that video. That was pretty sick.
Yeah, I can't wait to put a little bit more out there and continue to tease it.
Yeah, I'm always trying to squeeze out as much as I can from you, as much info. If you want to see that teaser video, you can go to the Insta, Move Fast Lift Heavy, and check that out. I was a big fan of the sports bra, actually, with the large MFLH that like covers the whole chest. I might have, I've gained some weight during the pandemic, so it might actually come in handy for me. Maybe I should get it. Maybe I should use it. All right, on that ridiculous note, why don't you welcome our guest?
So our next guest is Brittany Marella. She is 1/4 of the Move Fast Lift Heavy crew on this year's 2021 CrossFit Games season. She's from Connecticut. She's been a long-time CrossFit competitor, and I'm excited to bring on and have her on the show here. Brittany Marella.
Hey guys, Marella. What's going on?
What up, Britt?
Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. What's it been like teaming up with good old CH over here? How's training been?
It's been a lot of fun. Very different. I'm used to training by myself, so it's actually, I look forward to it because definitely gives me more of a push and realize like how much my training's been putting in since I'm solo all the time. So when I go up against them, it's definitely a lot of fun. So, but
Christian
I mean, I'm kind of on the same boat with that. Like I train alone a lot. Sometimes I'll have Deb join in with me. But for the most part, it's pretty much solo. So the weekends, it definitely is nice to train with Brittany and the rest of the team to push each other.
Yeah.
So when you're bringing that individual background into a team setting, what are some things you all have been having to focus on during your sessions?
We've been doing a ton of synchronized work, especially on the gymnastics side. Just that's where things can get a little mixed up in a competition setting. So things like synchro total bar, synchro chest to bar, bar muscle ups, ring muscle ups, even handstand push-ups, all that kind of stuff. Synchro wall ball.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course the worm.
Always.
Yes, the worm.
Always.
Do you think the worm will come back in its usual state, or do you sometimes we've seen different reincarnations of it? It was like that wooden thing at first, and then it was the 6-person worm, the 4-person. Think they're going to put any like metal spikes on it this year, or what do you think the worm will be this year? Anything different?
I think it'll be more the same with the worm. They might introduce a new apparatus of some sort. They like to do that, especially the folks over at Rogue.
I think they should make a 4-person pig flip. Remember the green pig?
Yeah, from the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A 4-person pig flip. That'd be pretty cool.
So basically just a car.
Yes. This is getting too soft.
Cars, I like it.
Let's make this hardcore. Let's just start flipping cars for competition.
Do it all.
Yeah. Okay, so how did 21.1 go for you two?
Really good, I think. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a great first workout.
Christian?
Yeah, I mean, I agree as well. Being a bigger athlete, not gonna try to make excuses or anything like that, but it's definitely tougher being a bigger athlete in a workout like that. So I was happy getting into the double unders with the help of being pushed by Britt on Sunday very early in the morning.
Yeah, crack acid down.
Yeah.
How early was it on Sunday?
8 a.m. We got there at like 7, but I forgot the time change, so that definitely messed us all up.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
But we were like, should do it, and maybe not. And then we're just like, fuck it, let's do it. And
I mean, it's just body weight, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there wasn't much to really warm up for. Do a couple double unders, maybe a couple push-ups, and you're good to go.
Yeah, you'll get warm real quick.
Did you all do the like slide down the wall tactic where you're basically almost belly flopping to the floor?
I slid, but I never belly flopped because I couldn't. It just felt so uncomfortable. So I just would let my feet go as low and then slide them down where I was close enough to the floor, and then belly flops like slightly.
Yeah, my body didn't, especially my feet, they didn't like that hard pounding to the floor.
Right.
So I was somewhat controlled as much as I could be. That last set of 21, you're obviously like very fatigued at that point, so it's harder to maintain control. But yeah.
I was watching a lot of people flopping, and I was thinking they're gonna give themselves some type of like a version of turf toe from like smacking that big toe down to the ground. But anyways, Christian, before we started, you said that you actually know what 21.2 is. You know the actual workout. Someone.
I mean, this is word on the street.
Yeah, this is it. No.
I've also
make this good TV. This is 20. This is 21.2. This is it.
All right, 21.2 is a repeat. 21.2 is, what was it? 16.1. If you remember 16.1, it's a 20-minute AMRAP.
Yes, the overhead lunge.
25-foot overhead walking lunge with the barbell, 8 bar facing burpees, 25-foot overhead walking lunge, 8 chest to bar pull-ups. Gross.
Yeah.
However, that's been a confirmed rumor.
Come on, you're ruining
goodness.
our good TV here. No, you heard it first, folks. That was correct. That was actually 21.2. That's it.
But
we need everyone
if you're-
swarming to MFLH right now. Like, oh, did you hear Move Fast just announced 21.2? They found out what it was.
So if you're on YouTube watching this, that's the leak right there. So it's like a legit.
That's someone with too much time on their hand that just like, changed up a couple numbers and.
Well, if Dave Castro thinks everybody knows that, he'll just change it.
Yeah, that's fucked up though.
Who's on the who's up for the announcement tonight? Do you two know? I haven't looked into it.
Samuel Quant, what's his name?
Oh
Samuel Quant and
the mullet guy.
Oh yeah. We were just talking about him.
He came Medeiros, Justin.
Yeah.
Medeiros.
Yeah.
I got my money on Medeiros because like I just feel like he's got that young, like I'll die no matter what.
Yeah.
Like no matter what happens, I'll set myself on fire.
Yeah.
What do you Khan though, like or Quan, he has that like low key, like looks like he's not giving
silent assassin.
Yeah. Where it looks like he's not even like he's obviously trying, but you're like, are you trying your best? But then he ends up being in the top 5 all of a sudden,
Yeah, he's been to the games a bunch. I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Hidden.
And he's a young dude.
Yeah.
All right. So Britt, CH, what's it going to be for this year? Like what's going to be, how are you as a team going to set yourself apart? What do you got your sights set on for this season? The quarterfinal, obviously you have to qualify first, but assuming you do and you get to be working as a team, what do you think your bread and butter will be? Are you all like strength, speed? Are you well balanced? How do you think your team is? Or maybe you actually could talk about the other two on your team as well, and just get a little intro to y'all.
Do you want
me to take that?
Sure, you can start it off.
I think we're a pretty well balanced team. I've been on a games team in the past where it's like every person had their specific roles that they were in. Like I was more of a strength guy. We had an endurance guy. We had an all around guy. I feel like our team this year, everybody's pretty well balanced, especially on the gymnastics front, which is super important, especially as you get to those higher levels. The gymnastics movements tend to be a little bit more complex and a lot higher in volume. So I'm pretty stoked with how well balanced we are as a team.
For sure. Yeah, like Will, it's funny. We're all different heights, though. That's the funny part. So you see, like, it's Chris on the front, then it comes Katie, who's pretty tall, and then Will's right below her, and then I'm just in the back. So it works pretty perfectly. Because I've seen teams with like taller people and they put them in the middle. No one could touch the worm. So it's pretty cool. Like mostly for us, I think it's training every weekend together. And like the more we're together, the more synchro we could be, the more we understand each other, communication, everything just will mesh better down the road. So when quarterfinal comes, we're ready. And each phase comes, we're more prepared every time just being with each other. So that's definitely a bonus that we are trying to get with. So
yeah, for sure. Like the more touches you get together, like even things like communication on the worm, in the beginning there's so much communication, and the more that you work together, you can kind of start eliminating some of that communication out, which is super key, especially like if you're the person that's making the calls on the worm. So
yeah. Have you started to pick up your running training at all? Just from my opinion, I guess, of the games in its entirety, all of its history. There seems to be such a heightened, increased amount of running when you get there. What's that been looking like?
So on that side of things, we all actually have, with the exception of Will and I, we all have different coaches for right now that are programming for us. I mean, I know I run at least twice a week. It's usually one longer effort and then one effort that has like some mixed modalities in it, whether it's like biking and running or skiing and running, things like that. But yeah, for sure, it's definitely going to have to pick up. If not now, at least during this next stage, as we get into the quarterfinals and these sanctional events.
Yeah, I run twice a week. One is usually I run at least 6 miles in one of them. That's just like a steady flow. And then I do the same with intervals training as the other one. So, but yeah, definitely when it comes along, running will be in there a lot, especially if I have Jay. Jay will have me running 4 times a week. So.
What's your background with in CrossFit, Britt? When did you start, and how's that journey been for you leading up to now?
Yeah, Britt, tell us about you. Tell us more about you.
I started. It's funny. I actually was into CrossFit in 2014. I was doing it 3 days a week. I didn't really understand it, and then one of my friends made it to the games in 2015, 16. So we went, and that's when I really got into it. When I went, I was in California, the vibe, the energy, I was like, wow, this is really cool. I think I could do this. I would love to be here one day. So when I came home, flipped a switch and I started training, and 2016 was my first real open. I came in 34th in the region. And then I was that's when I realized oh, all right, this is good. My coach told me, for me, I came from a gymnastics background. So I did gymnastics from I was 2 to 17. I did cheer in the mix of that. I went to college for a year on cheer as well. So all that came kind of naturally. I just had to get a lot stronger. So that was my main focus. And then 2017, I competed as individual at the Northeast Regionals. And then 2018, I ended with Jay on CrossFit Milford at Regionals. We came in 6th. We missed the podium by 1 spot. And then 2019 is when everything, kind of got all conjumbled, and we were doing sanctionals. I was with Will. I spent a year competing with Will. So that's how he brought me into this team. And that's how we all kind of got connected this year. So I was training indie, and then Will had a nice, kept calling me, and I was like, that would actually, I really enjoy team. I like indie too. So I'm excited to see where this goes. And I've been training hard, and I'm ready to help out the team. And all of us have been doing the same, even Will and Katie and Chris. So it'll definitely be fun, and the vibes have been great. So I'm excited to see what this season brings.
Cool.
So that's kind of been my years with it.
Sweet.
Talk to us about the cheerleading. Were you a stunt person?
I was the main base. So that's the main lifter that's like this.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, basically you have the whole flyer on top of you.
Yep.
That was my position. So I was always strong, and that's why I didn't want to cheer in high school, and the girls convinced me I was a good tumbler and I was a strong stunter. So our high school team ended up doing really well, placed in the state, and that's kind of how I liked it. I got into it. So definitely helps with CrossFit. So
cool. Well, on the serious with 21.2, Britt, what are you hoping happens?
I don't really like 17.1. It just was a very painful workout, but it's been 4 years, so I would be interested to see how it feels now. But I wouldn't like to see that. I would prefer no heavy barbell either right now, but we will see.
Okay, if it's gonna be a repeat, Christian, what have I asked you a repeat yet? What the repeat you'd want to be? Have I asked you that one yet?
What would I want it to be?
Yeah, if it was a repeat.
It's unrealistic, just because there's no rowers.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
It's not on the equipment list this year.
No,
yeah,
right?
Not for this stage of the open anyway. Yeah, I would. I mean, gotcha. I like the rowing thruster workout.
That's right. That's right.
That's 27, right? Goes down. From
yeah.
That's a good one.
But
all right. So Britt, you don't want to see that or a heavy barbell. What do you want to see?
I don't know.
More handstands.
There you go. I wouldn't mind seeing which one? The one you were just talking about, the 20-minute AMRAP, the overhead lunge with the chest bar. I'm a long, grunty kind of workout girl. So for me, those are like even that's when I first started, I actually did really well on it because it's just long and grindy, and it's only 8 burpees and 8 chest to bar, so it's like you kind of got to go unbroken and keep moving. So
yeah.
And I love toes to bar, so that's another one I like.
Remember in 2014, it was like there was the deadlifts with the ascending weight, and you had to do like 15 box jumps.
Yeah.
You think what if they just broke your spines on that one? Would you be up for that?
Yeah, I guess.
It popped in my mind because it was just a barbell in a box. So if they're being simplistic with like the equipment this year,
I just feel like with that, the amount of weights that you need,
yeah.
Because it goes up to 365 or 405.
Can't remember. I'm not sure.
I know it's definitely more than 315 for sure.
Yeah, no, it was for sure.
Yeah.
Did you see Castro's hint on Instagram, that like blurry? I don't know if it was a black floor or something.
Could be a dog's nose.
Yeah.
Like we were saying last week, Christian, it's like everyone goes crazy like we're doing now. Everyone's like, oh, this is my guess, or they're clue guessing and all that. But at the end of the day, tonight, Thursday, he's gonna say something and we're gonna do it.
We're just gonna do it.
It doesn't even matter.
That's true.
Right. But we need something to do until then, we need something to do until then.
Yeah.
So let's say you all qualify and you're going to the quarterfinals. What does that look like for you transitioning as far as your training goes? Because the Opens, it's going to be a little bit higher skilled. Is it just business as usual? I'm trying to give us a perspective for the listeners that aren't, professional high-level athletes. A lot of people ask, like, I think they just think you're pedal to the metal all year, just grinding. Like, tell us a little bit about how your perspective shifts with each phase and what that looks like for your training. Britt, why don't you take that? Okay. Oh, Christian, take it. You were
you got it.
You were.
Well, I was gonna say, like, as of right now, like, we still don't really understand the structure entirely. There is obviously a flow to the season, right? So you have different stages and things that you kind of need to be able to peak for. The Open right now, I mean, to make that top 10 percentile, on paper, it seems like it's not that difficult for a higher caliber athlete to do, right? So you're almost treating the Open just as a formality, like something that you just have to do to get to that next step, right? It's like filling out the waiver to do X, Y, and Z that you're trying to do. You know what I mean? So really the focus is putting our best foot forward on these next 2 weeks in the Open. But then the bigger picture is going to be that next quarterfinal section. So right now the training is more geared towards that, I would say, where the weeks kind of taper down just to give us, a little bit of rest into each Open workout.
I love that topic. Britt, tell us how you approach the week of the Open. So Monday hits, are you going 100% and then tapering from there? Or how does your week leading up to doing the Open workout look like for you?
So I had to change my schedule around a little bit because we started team training Saturdays and Sundays mostly. So now I take Mondays off fully. So I take a whole day and I work out not like Tuesday's a pretty hardcore day. Wednesday, I'm kind of just doing like a few WODs that aren't too high intense, just in case, focusing on the movements that could come out for the Open on Friday. But I still do 2 workouts that day. And then Thursday, just kind of have a sweat session, nothing high key, just kind of move. And then I'll hit the Open on Friday and then back to the weekend. So Mondays and Thursdays are my days Monday's completely off. So I've been enjoying that because it's much needed. So
Christian, how have you scheduled out your week of training to, appropriately be ready for whenever you do the open workout?
So I have to do something every day. My body just needs to move. I feel worse when I don't work out at all. So like this morning, I was like really, really sore today. Like my legs and my ass for whatever reason, the hamstrings, like I did a lot of lunges and wall balls. So like I did like a 45-minute cardio piece this morning. So I'm always doing something every day. But the meat and potatoes of my training sessions, Mondays is a hard day. A lot of heavy lifting. It's usually about 2 Metcons. Tuesday is a back off day. Still getting some touches on some strength stuff, but it's more like accessory type work. Wednesday is almost like a Monday, but right now the focus on the Wednesday Metcon stuff is more like getting these touches on movements that we could potentially see in the open. Thursday I sweat. Friday I'm kind of just playing by ear right now.
On whether or not, go ahead.
Just whether or not like what I'm going to do in my AM session, if I just don't know without knowing the workout. So like last week I started a squat cycle. Don't tell Jay. I started a secret squat cycle, and that morning before the workout, like I did like my back squats, I did good mornings, like a bunch of accessory work, and then did the open workout, and then finished with a Metcon. So Friday is kind of like just up in the air. I'm going to work my training around whatever the open workout is. And then Saturday and Sunday, all team stuff.
Cool. Christian, what questions do you have for Britt? What do you got for Britt? Anything?
Tell me about how your mindset when it comes to, I guess, competing. Like, how do you prepare mentally for like competition?
Honestly, when I was working with Jay a lot, he was a big visualizer. So I tend to, I'm another one who's got to keep it moving. So I can't sit still. I'm always on my feet. So I tend to either listen to music, kind of stay in my own zone, definitely sit and visualize, take time for myself and just kind of relax, because I tend to not do that enough. So for me, it's just learning how to get in the zone by relaxing, not really meditating, but just kind of doing what makes me feel good, kind of help me get ready for whatever I'm preparing for, especially like the open. I get nervous with anything. That's just my personality. And I could be like in the bathroom, out of the bathroom, back in the bathroom. And that's just how I get my jitters out. But that's kind of how I prepare mentally for it. And I just talk to myself a lot in my head, which sounds kind of crazy, but I'm always, telling myself my thoughts on repeat in my brain. So
we had this conversation with Meg Reardon, and Christian actually shared a new hashtag of his that he says to himself during workouts. Christian,
what was it? What was it again?
JKFG. Hashtag JKFG. That's going to be your new.
Just keep fucking going.
Yeah. It's funny because, so like when I'm alone and like my good friends, I've done indie so much and they've seen me push myself so to the point where they're like, how do you even do that? Is just in my head. And I'm like, bitch, you're already here. You might as well go hard, get that shit done. Like, it's just constant talk in my head that I'm just like, all right, you're already halfway. I'm just kind of repetitive stuff that makes me focus on what I'm trying to do rather than, oh, I have like 10 more reps, or, oh my God, the clock, it's only been a minute. Like, I'm focused on the end goal and how to get there. And it's just constant self-talk. And I've helped a lot of people understand that. you see 100 burpees, you're like, oh my God, I'm only at 50, but you're like, all right, get to 75, give yourself something in your head that's going to keep you going. And that's because yesterday, my workout started with 100 dumbbell push press. I'm like, oh God, how long is this going to take? And it's like, all right, crank a set, pick it up, just repetitive talk is what really helps me. And it's definitely helped me push further than I can in a long time. So
I think that's super important. I think the small wins, right?
Yeah.
Like when you have that big set, like how do you almost trick yourself into, making this mentally appetizing?
Yeah, exactly. It's hard. You see a big number and I'm like I've had so many workouts that are, all right, 100 cal row by, and I'm like, all right, I'm just in my head, instead of being negative, I'm like, all right, it takes me about this amount of time. If I'm fresh, what if I do it in this time? So I'm using other methods to not make me think about why the hell am I starting with 100 cal row? So it's definitely all in the brain.
It's the mental tricks for sure.
Yeah.
Cool. That's all I got today. Christian, any other last things for Britt? I think we've covered a lot. I'm excited to see you all throw down. From what I've gotten from it with you talking about the open, it's basically just show up, put your best foot forward, don't screw up. And as long as you don't screw up, things should be good for you all. So excited to follow the journey this year.
Yeah, we're just going to end this with a little spitfire for Britt.
All right.
You ready for this?
Oh, gosh.
All right, here we go. Just a couple of quick questions, all right?
Uh-oh.
Would you rather move fast or lift heavy?
Move fast.
Coffee or pre-workout?
Coffee.
What is your current favorite sneaker? Could be workout sneaker, lifestyle, whatever you want.
My Noble knit runners.
Favorite brunch food?
Ooh, chocolate chip pancakes.
If you could pick one exercise for the rest of your life.
Oh gosh. That's I don't even air squat.
Okay. Give us an idea of what your current playlist looks like.
Oh man, I'm all over the place. I go from Cardi B to some Lil Wayne to some, I don't even know, Dua Lipa to some EDM, Diplo. I kind of have it all. So it depends on my mood, how hard the
when you're here working out, you're in a good place.
Oh yeah, definitely. Always.
All right, we can vibe.
Cool. All right, Britt, thanks so much for being on the podcast. Appreciate your time.
Britt,
for sure.
I'll see you this
Thanks
weekend.
for having me. Yes, thank you.
Later. All right. Okay, so meeting your first teammate out of the three, I think you're in good hands with Britt. I think she's a ride or die. I think she'll be willing to have that slobber and just pain face going.
Hell yeah.
She'll let it loose.
We did a nasty one this weekend. It was 30 muscle ups between the two, 40 heavy wall ball, synchro, 50 sandbag over shoulder, split between the two, and then back down, 40 wall ball, then 30 more muscle ups. Mm-hmm. She was kicking my ass on these sandbag over shoulders. I couldn't get enough of a break to keep up with her. She was kicking my ass.
That's when you want to go to your partner, you want to slow down?
Slow down a little bit.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. All right, my guy. Good to chat with you, and looking forward to the next one.
Absolutely, man. Enjoy the rest of your week.
Later. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us on Move Fast, Lift Heavy podcast. That was Britt Marella and founder, co-host Christian Harris. I'm Joe Roscoe. Don't forget about the free trial of Move Fast, Lift Heavy Train. You now can do what CH does. You now can do what some of our top CrossFit athletes do. And you also can just do our base program that will make you into a fundamentally sound CrossFitter. So check that out, movefastlift.heavy.com. And check us out on the gram at Move Fast Lift Heavy. All right, later.
My name is Christian Harris. I'm a CrossFit athlete, coach, trainer, and founder of Move Fast Lift Heavy. MFLH has always been more than just apparel. It's a way to train, it's a lifestyle to live, and now we've leveled up that mantra by creating our online training platform. Move Fast Lift Heavy now provides personal online programming. The programming can be done either in a gym, with a garage gym setup, or even from the comfort of your own home with a dumbbell or even at body weight. This isn't just your typical workout block. You'll have unlimited access to our coaching staff to ask questions and submit technique videos. MFLH has always been more than just an apparel line. Now you can be a part of the team. Click the link to get started. Let's get to work.